right. Here we go. All right, well, welcome to Balance and Grace Pilates Family Mat. We're going to be working on mobility today. All right, I'm super excited to see you all you guys showing up. So let's get started, yeah? Okay, so all you need today is mat, and you might want a pair of hand weights. You might want a bath towel, but we're going to start standing and do a lot of mobility, check-in work, and then we'll head to the mat. Okay, so here we go. So let's get started. Legs hip distance apart, stand tall. You can be on your mat or off. I really enjoy when I have a hard surface to be flat. I like to feel my feet into the floor and see how my bones and tissues articulate. So you decide where you want to be, whatever feels better to you. And then let's just put one hand on your heart and one hand on your deep belly. Let's take a couple of deep breaths and just check in this morning where we are. So breathe wide into your ribs. And exhale. And I'm going to keep giving you some images to think about as we're breathing. So as you take a deep inhale, feel your feet pressing into the floor. And then maybe on the next breath, feel how the crown of your head reaches up for the ceiling. And then start to just sense the edges, the lateral edges of your body, your ears, your shoulders, ribs, hips, lateral knee, all those edges. Just start to welcome awareness of them. And then also start to become aware of your midline, which is easy because your hands are there, but also sense midline of big toe, inner knee, inner thigh, midline of the nose. So just check it in, yeah. Take one more deep breath. And let your arms come down by your sides and just take a little weight shift into one leg and the other. And just notice how that feels. And if there's any tightness anywhere, just notice. Yeah. And then rock it forward and back. All right. Just rocking forward and back. And then again, noticing front body, back body. How are you relating to the back of your spine this morning? And then soften the knees and just take your whole body for a little circle around as if your tailbone was circling a drain between your heels. And we're just waking up a sense of where we are in space. And then go ahead and reverse it, take it the other way. There you go. Good. I'm just imagining seeing like 30 people in a room doing this at a dinner party, which would be awesome if there was a dinner party happening with 30 people at this time. But anyhow, come back to center. Let's take a good roll down. So keep your feet planted, soft knees. Let's reach the arms up to encourage length and take a nice roll forward. Depending where your back is, let your hands, they can come to your thighs. This is the first roll down of the day I've done, so I'm letting my hands support my thighs right now. And then as I exhale, I'm going to keep my hands on my thighs so that I can focus on articulating back up. All right? It's not like you get extra points for not having your hands on your thighs. All right, so let's do it again. 2 more. If you don't want to put your hands down, that's fine. I just think it's a great tool if you're a little tight. This morning I'm feeling a little tight, so that's where I'm going. Round forward, knees can be soft or straight. Just checking in. Take one more breath here. Roll back up. All right, the goal is to articulate the spine, not just to hinge it. So let's go one more time. Up and over. And I'm going to soften my knees again to let my spine round a little more deeply. It's going to let me check into where I'm a little tight this morning. And then let's stay down and bring your hands to the back of your shins or to the floor, whatever feels better to you. And let's stay here and bend and straighten the knees a few times. And every time we straighten, we're going to try to send our head further down to the floor and hips higher to the ceiling. Maybe 2 more. Long neck. And then let's stay down. Let your hands come forward if that's available. Walk your feet out a little wider than hip distance so that we can now bend the right knee and shift the weight towards that leg. And then shift over to the other side. So bending one knee and leaning away from the other side. And just go side to side with this. Again, we're just going to mobilize some things today. This is part of it. As you bend the knee you're leaning towards, can you sense the heel and the back of that leg engaging? That's going to help us when we come back to vertical in a moment. Finish the one you're on. Come back to center, both legs straight, hands on the floor or on your shins. And let's bend the knees 3 more times here. Softening and stretching. Little bend and extend. One more time. And then bring your hands back close together. Bring your hands back, your feet back under your hips, and slowly start to restack. Once you get to the top, stay standing. Good. Bring your hands to your hips, and let's just start to take a few knee folds. So I want us to start to envision we're laying on the reformer doing our footwork. And as we do this, let's bring our attention to the back of our head, the back of our neck, back of our ribs, sacrum, and just really bring your sense into that sense of being in relationship to the back body. And as we bend, can you sense your heels and the hamstrings? Just do 3 more here, then we'll stay in the knee fold. Good. One more time, stay low. And we're just gonna take the heels for a walk. So we're gonna lift one heel, set it down, and then the other. We're gonna do about 10 of these total. Keep your knee fold. Start to sense again as much back body as possible. 4 more. Sensing the knee going straight out. Good. So now try both heels. So soften the knees, keep them soft. Try to roll both heels up and down. We'll do about 10. Both heels up and down. Good. And 4. Good. Spine is still straight. Keep checking in. What's happening with that back rib around T7? He loves to show you how hard he's working. Good. We'll take 2 more here. Spreading out those toes. Good. So keep one heel down, lift the other heel. Now straighten both knees, rise up on straight legs, come down to the first side. Repeat. Reverse though. So go up on one heel, straighten both legs, heels are lifted, knees are straight. Lower, bend both knees. So we go heel, straighten both legs, rise, straight leg, bent knee. Both knees bend. Got it? Lift a heel, straighten the knees, lower the heel, bend the knees. Heel rise, press up, lower with a straight knee, bend. We'll do 4 more sides. And again, we're checking in with the mobility of all those joints. Lift, lower, little bend. 1 more each side. Heel, stretch, lower, fold, and last time here. Lift and fold. Good. Straighten both legs. Take one leg forward, a little bit in front of your leg, just leg length, easy. Just set it out in front of you. And then we're going to take a hinge forward. I'll go side view again. So I'm going to hinge forward, send my hips back till I get a really nice hamstring stretch on the leg that is straight out in front of me. As I'm here, I'm going to take a moment and draw my belly wall back to protect my spine. And I'm just going to pulse this standing hip and reach my sit bone back. I'm going to do about 10 of these. And I am thinking about back body on the bent, pulsing side, and staying connected to the rest of my spine. The further I lean forward, the more stretch on that hamstring. So really go for it. And keep those toes flexed. Great. Now stay low. I'm going to turn back to face you. Stay low. And we're going to take this straight leg out to the side just to tap it. And then behind us just to tap it. Bring it back to the side. Bring it back to the front. We're going to do this 8 times. So we're going to go side, tap the foot. Just drag it around. It doesn't even have to leave the floor. But what we're working is this stability on the hip of the bent knee. Leg goes side. It goes around. So you can even put your hand on that hip to wake up that energy around those gluteus muscles. Side and around. And I'm flexing my foot and pointing my foot just to allow my foot to stay in contact with the floor. And really thinking about this hip pressing towards my midline. And around. I'm leaning forward. That's also driving the work into my seat. We'll take one more full one. And when you come to the side, leave your leg right there. Whew, okay. Stay there. Keep your weight on this standing leg, on this bent knee, and pulse it down for 10 more. But keep that hip working this way. So my weight is over the standing leg. It's kind of like single leg skating on a reformer. But I'm feeling my hip working quite a bit to keep my knee tracking over my foot. Now we're going to stay low. We're almost there. Lift this leg. Now you can keep your hands on your hips or behind your back or hold a chair, but see if you can lift it and tap it down for 10. And 9. I'm leaning really far forward. That's key. I'm not vertical. I'm not vertical. Keep lifting. Keep breathing. If you're leaning forward, you are feeling something pretty intense here. Woo, and bring that sucker in. Holy moly. Okay. So hopefully you felt that in this area to build stability and strengthen that hip, not a knee exercise by any means. Let's do the other side. So here we go. New leg straight and flexed, other leg bent, and I hinge. I'm going to lean forward as far as I can and think about my head reaching forward, tailbone back, until I feel that stretch in my hamstring. Once I've set it there, I'm going to check in with my hip, make sure it's pressing to midline, and pulse back into my invisible chair for 10. And 9. Rib check, tummy check. Good. 5, 6. Feeling the heel of that standing leg. Good. Now stay low. Here we go. This leg is going to sweep to the side tap, back tap, side tap, front tap, side tap. And we're just staying low in this leg and hopefully thinking about how this hip is really working hard to keep a center. Low sweep of the leg. It really doesn't even have to leave the floor. But it's about how my hips are supporting. Side. All right, 4 more. Side, back, side. Good, and keep just checking in. Give that booty a little touch. Maybe draw the belly in with your hand, whatever you need to. Be your own teacher. Give yourself that support. Good. That heat should be creeping up right about now, if it's not already. Side. We'll go one more. To the side, to the back. Hold it side. Get a little lower. Now we're going to pulse this leg up. 10. 9 without shifting. That's the key. Don't lean towards that leg and try not to lean too far off the standing leg. Make that hip work. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Bring that in. Maybe give it a little like, what happened just now? Why was that so intense? Okay, good. Take your legs now a little wider, like if we were on wide heels on the reformer.
And let's just go back to the beginning. Bend the knees, straighten the legs, little bend. Okay, small range. We're checking in with how we're bending. Do I feel my seat? Do I feel my heels? Do I feel my toes? That's what we're doing. About 3 more, then we're gonna revisit that heel lift. I'm gonna try to find my straight spine again. There it is. Now stay low. Let your knees be bent and just find a comfortable width for you. Lift one heel, lower it other side. Just alternate. Keep your spine straight on this one. And try to work that back body. And press. Good. And just check in with your alignment. Everybody's a little different. 4 more sides. 3. Good. 2. Okay, so we're going to revisit that first variation we did. Lift one heel, straighten both legs up, lower the straight leg, heel up, bend both. Reverse. Heel comes up on one side, both legs straighten, lower the leg, bend both knees, lower the heel. Reverse. Heel up, legs up, knee bend, both bend. Heel up. It's like a little choreography, huh? But we're trying to feel that relationship of load, right? How we're loading the body. Let's go one more each side. Heel, even weight, heel, even weight. Last time. Heel, up, heel, down. Now try to lift both heels. Parallel is a little funny feeling, so do your best. We go up for 8, 7, there it is. 6, 5. Pelvis flat and narrow, so we're not tucking it or sitting into it. Now keep the heels lifted. You're trying to be in parallel. Yeah, parallel as much as you can. Now from there, just up an inch, down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. Right there. Just like if you were doing pulses in your footwork. I just felt the sweat trickle down my back, which means I'm working. Good. 4 more. 3, 2. Straighten all the way up on one. Lower your heels. Turn out your feet. And let's take a little side to side again. So we're going to go much wider than your, like if you were on the reformer foot bar. So wide second. We call this. You're going to lunge deep into that leg like you're going to do like a warrior lunge. From there, come right back to center, other side. So just start to shift up and far over that bottom foot. Yeah, long shift. So now I'm trying to get a little inner thigh awareness. And push up. 8 more sides. Then we'll stay and add on. Push. Good. And feel that press away from that bend knee. Really push out. Lift and lengthen. Next time you go up to one side, stay there. Hold it there. Lift and lower that heel. Lift and lower, but nothing else changes in the rest of your body. Just up and over. That's it. Go 4 more, then we'll try the other side. 3, 2, 1. Heel down, stretch up, take it to the other side. Check in with your alignment of the knee and the foot. And notice the difference on both sides. That's it. Can you go a little lower? You'll get more inner thigh stretch. 6. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Okay, we're going to put that together now with a little lift in the center. So here we go. We go lower, lift. You know what's coming, right? Lift both heels. Have a moment of lift off of both heels. Then lower down, come center. So you're going to lunge, lift the heel, rise up on 2 straight legs, lunge to the other side, come center. Lunge it, heel lift, up to the center, lunge and center. Go side, heel, lift, lunge and center, go side, heel, high lift, lunge again, deep lunge. Can you get that heel even higher? One more each side, lunge, heel, lift. And here's our last one of these. High heel. Now stay in the center. Maybe get your feet a little closer if you need to. Go down halfway. Stay there. In fact, take your hands out. This will give you some support. Lower alternating heels for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Really push through those feet. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, good job. Lift your arms up to the ceiling. Parallel your feet. Roll all the way down. Relax the neck. You can soften the knees here. Just give it a little side to side. And then if you can, try this with me. You're going to stay down with your head and your hands and your feet where they are. But you're going to lean towards one hip and let your pelvis tilt. So you're going to let your hip bones dip down towards the heel you're leaning towards and center. So what I'm trying to do right now is keep my legs straight, but rotate my pelvis. And if you look in the screen, you'll see how my hips are dipping as I lean, and then they come center, and then I shift and dip. Really great stretch for that lumbar spine. Take 1 or 2 more each side. I really love this stretch. I try to do it as much as I can. Last time. Okay, bring those heels and toes, walk them in, soft knees. Now let's, before we roll up, take our full squat, whatever that is. So walk your hands and lean forward and then try to lower your hips, wherever that takes you. And you might have to hold on to a chair, onto a wall, that's all good. Wherever you need to get. But just giving your body a second to settle into full range. Full range. Good. Take a deep breath here. Good. Something to work on. Getting comfortable here. And then we're going to set it up with wide legs for one more squat. So hands to floor, walk your feet out a little bit, turn your toes and knees away from center, and then lower down into your full squat here. And see if you can bring those elbows to the inside of your knees. And bring your tailbone under and bring your head upright. In this position, my elbows are pressing back on my knees and my hands are praying tight. And I'm trying to let my bottom sink and really bring my head back. This is fine too, but it's nice to find that polarity of crown over tail. And if you can get here, see if you can give it just a little rock. Good. And again, just something to play with, just to build more mobility. And again, if you're working on getting to here, holding a chair is great. Yeah, holding a chair is great. Onto a pillar, wall, anything, yeah. Onto a neighbor, but 6 feet apart. Okay, so bring your hands to the floor. Let's take our head down, hips high. Ooh, that's a stretch. Parallel the feet, roll all the way up. We've got one more little flow to go before we hit the mat. Okay, so we're going to flamingo this knee. This is still going to be about your hip, guys. So knee up. So from the side view, my foot is not touching like a dance passe. It's just up in the air attitude, or I've been calling it flamingo. Okay, so you're going to hold the knee there. Now all you're going to do is put your same side hand behind the thigh and the other hand on this hip. And you're just going to see if you can open the knee a little and bring it center. You can do about 6 of these. Your hand is there to kind of give you support so you don't swing it too far. And just notice what's happening really in the standing leg. How is that hip organizing for you? One more. So tiny, doesn't have to be big. Okay, so remember that feeling. Now we're gonna flamingo the leg back as you bend the standing knee and hinge forward. And then bring it right back up in front of you. I'm too close to my wall, so I'm gonna shoot forward a little bit and do it again. So flamingo forward. So as it goes back, my whole spine, head, crown to tail, is shifting over the toes, and I'm thinking about standing hip. Even more than knee or foot, I'm thinking hip today. How is that hip pressing to midline and helping me find center? All right, and you can take this at a tempo that works for you. There's no right tempo on this. Ooh, it's just about checking in. Yeah, let's go for about 3 more. Bending the supporting leg, shifting weight over the toes, lifting to come center. Good, twice more. Yeah. And up. That's it, great. This is a good one to use with a chair too. And bring it center. And bring it all the way in. Shake it out. Okay, try the other side, that much. So hands to waist, find your flamingo. Hands to the sides of the hips and just open and close that standing leg. Hips are square. So knee is moving, but really all about this standing thigh, right? 2 more. Woo. There goes my balance. Good. Okay, so now let's take it forward and back. Focus on standing hip, shift forward, and bring it right back up. And it can be as big or as small a shift as you would like it to be. Woo. And bring it up. Yeah. So feeling that seesaw of as head goes forward, tail goes back, and how things are just gliding around the pelvis. 2 more. Shift, shift, shift. How is that right hip supporting me? Can I wake it up a little more? Good, and bring that all the way in. Oh, okay, great. Go back to the first side. Oh my goodness, all the standing work today. Flamingo that knee again. Take him back one time and hold it back. Okay. Now stay there and just turn out the flamingo knee. Rotate your back leg in and out. But again, your focus is standing. So I'm really thinking about how I'm setting up standing pelvis and pressing to my midline before I try to change what's happening in the back leg. That's my goal anyway. Take 2 more. Bring it in. Now, just take that back knee in towards your front knee, which is still bent, and straighten that back leg out. Or hit the wall like I am. Good. Little in and out. In and out. And again. I'm a broken record today, but it's all about standing leg. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that in. That's it for that side. Ooh, okay. One more side to go. So here we go. Flamingo it up. Shift it back as you bend your standing knee and lean forward. Settle whatever you need to. Find your hip. And then here we're going to go with that little out and in of the back leg. In and out. And to me, this is one of those movements that feels very quiet because it's not about a big show. It's not about a big, huge movement. It's about breath and awareness and really coming to an intentional place. I guess you could say that for all Pilates movement. Okay, now bring it in. Knee forward a little, leg back a little. You can go all the way to straight if that suits you. Whatever allows you to feel connected to standing hip. About 5 more here. 4, 3. My standing leg is bent, but it's not a huge bend. It's just soft. And bring it all the way in. Okay. Last thing standing. We're going to get a little bigger movement now to get that leg to mobilize after all that kind of holding, right? So we're going to take 3 squats or plies, depending on your school of thought. 3 squats or plies, and then we're going to swing the leg up, set it down, and repeat 8 to the right and 8 to the left, just to get some juice moving after all that kind of focus. So 3, 2, 1. You're going to step in, swing, and keep going. Down, 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 and swing up. Doesn't matter how high the leg is. Not about that. Mobilizing, yeah? Swing up and down, down, down. So that third one takes you into the down and up feeling of the swing. Down, down, down. Transfer that knee, soften it straight, and repeat. And up and around. Let's go 3 more on this side. Transfer energy through the hip. And swing. 1 more time. And swing. And down. Now let's do the other side. Left leg's going to swing, or whatever leg you haven't done. We go down 3 times. Then transfer up and around. Down, 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 and transfer and around. So just notice again what's happening in the pelvis. You might need that leg a little lower, depending on what's happening in there. That's okay. And transfer. And notice how the supporting leg is organizing. So as my leg goes out, my hip stays back. Down, down, shift, standing hip back, and down, down, down. We'll take 3 more on this side. I'm trying to be intentional with that leg swing. More of a scoop than a swing, really. And swing. Last one. And around. Okay, good job. All right. So maybe grab a sip of water. We're going to head down to the mat now. We're going to start on hands and knees, though, in 4-point kneeling. I'm going to grab a sip myself. Okay. So let's come all the way down. Feels good to shift down. All right. So let's find our hands under our wrists, under our shoulders, knees under our hips. Let's just rock it back to start. Lengthen that lower back. And shift it forward, but come a little further than your wrist with your weight. Just come over a little bit farther. And let's do this a few more times. I'm going to adjust my mat. You know me, I like my hands on the floor. So that feels so much better to my wrists. And then far shift over. I really want to feel my weight over that shoulder capsule. So take your time. As you shift back, linger. Whatever feels good to you. Just shifting forward, getting a sense of your limbs. And shifting forward, not collapsing, but still lifted, even though I'm transferring over my arms. And then the next time we come forward, let's actually find a true 4-point. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and take it side to side.
And start to organize the relationship of your front ribs to your back ribs, your navel to your sacrum, the back of your neck to the sky. And how does that support your weight over your arms? And then take that into a circle. So we went forward and back. We just did side to side, but now start side and circle forward, back and around. And we'll do about 5 in each direction. Similar idea as to when we started and just shifted our weight over our feet in a circle. Sense your edges, front, back, side, side. And then go the other way if you haven't. Good. Aware of what's happening in that low belly. Just because we're facing down doesn't mean it's hanging down. Finish the one you're on and let's take a little weight check. So keep all your legs down and your right hand down and just reach your left arm out and lower. We're going to go through all the limbs. Lift your right arm out and down. Pick a leg, reach it out, set it down, and then the other. We're going to do this 2 more times. Just check in, lifting one limb, reach it out in space. See how the rest of the body is supporting. And lower. All right, how do the 3 limbs come together to support that one reaching limb? Yeah, one more time. You pick whatever order wants to happen for you. It's fine by me. Reach. Reach. And reach. Okay, so we're building something here. Let's try opposite limb and opposite limbs. So start with one leg, extend the knee, but tuck the toe so it's still on the floor. Take a moment, organize here, and then reach the opposite arm forward. Now from here, just shift your weight forward and back a little bit. Make any necessary adjustments. When you feel like your center, float that foot off. Now let's lower both limbs, tap the floor, and lift for 5. And 4. What's happening in my pelvis? Is it staying stationary? 2. Good. 1. Set everything down. Same exact thing. Extend the other knee with the toes down. Then reach the opposite arm. Shift forward and back a few times. Make your adjustments. Check in. Find your center and float. Make any more adjustments, then lower and lift for 5. 4. 3. Are we still centered? 2. 1. Set it all down. Okay, did that go well? I hope so. We're going back to the first leg. Extend the foot. But now I'm going to ask you to lift the same side arm. Okay, little more tricky. We're going to do our best to minimize how much we shift over. And then we're going to find our lift. Good. Hold it there. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Just notice how much you feel like you need to adjust to that side. All right. Good. Just 5 and set it down. Other side. Extend the knee. Now you know it's coming. Make a little bit of a shift and lift the other arm. Do a couple of rocks side forward. And lift. Notice the adjustments that you need to make, then lower lift limbs for 5. 4. Can you square your hips off just a little bit more? And 5. Bring it down. Good. Take a quick child's pose to stretch that back. Whew. Relax your neck. Make sure you're breathing. Good. All right, come back to center. No more same limb. Back to opposite limb, something familiar. We're going to add one more phase to this. So here we go. Left leg back. Right arm forward. Lift both limbs. Now take both arms like an airplane to the side of your body. I want you to tap the floor.
lift up, and return center. Do that 6 more times. Go side, both limbs tap. That's a good chance for you to check in with the rest of your alignment. Tap, lift, back, side, tap, lift, and around 2 more. Trying not to collapse anywhere else, right? 1 more. Now hold it to the side. Keep your hand down, weight forward. We're back to hip. Lift that side leg without leaning into those light fingertips on the right. Go 10, 9, 8. This is your chance to not rock into the right hip. Stay forward. Good. Whew. Bring everything center. Place it down, lean back. Maybe shake out your wrists. Whew. That non-leaning thing, whew, that does it. Okay, let's do the other side. Here we go. So, like it's so easy just to kind of hang out. So let's collect. Back leg, front arm, float. Here we go. T, tap, lift, center, T. Reach it. Long limbs. Feel that airplane imagery. Really, helicopter might be a better image of those blades reaching out and around. Let's take one more full one. Take it to the side. Tap your fingertip and your leg. Now, this hand is light. You're never going to lean into it. Just fingertips. Lean into that forward arm and leg lift side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift both limbs, circle back, come down, and relax. Good job. Go ahead and sit on your seat. Let's turn attention now to our abdominals. Okay. So let's do an assisted roll up. I'm going to adjust my mat again. If you wanted to add hand weights to make this more challenging, be my guest. I feel like I'm happy right now, but you could add a weight underneath your knee today, which it actually would make it a heavier limb. So if you struggle, oh gosh, I'll just do it because I think it's so helpful on those days where you need a little extra support. So again, optional. But if you have one, this is helpful. It's like the sandbag concept I've done at the studio with some of you before, where you put weight on this limb and it's going to help me forward and back. So if I have a weight, I'm going to hug it or sandbag. And I could put a sandbag on that bottom foot, and then I'm going to that was an awful roll down. Sorry. I'm going to start from my sacrum and curl back. There you go. And let that knee create some traction for me. All the way down. Feels really great. And if this was too tight of an angle with the weight, I'd put a pillow there so it'd be a bigger angle, but still traction, okay? Holding on to your leg, nod the chin forward, let your heavy leg shift you, with whether you have the weight or not. And that's going to give you some support. Round over the thigh, sit tall, claim your length. And as you curl back, imagine your head is still lifting up to the ceiling. It's going to go a long way to change the quality of your roll down. And pour yourself back. Good. Feel the length now. Feel the crown of your head reaching along your mat. Deep breath. Exhale. Keep that length as you come back up. We'll do just one more like this, sitting tall at the top. Claim your length. Keep your length, curl back. Soft elbows. Good. And at the bottom, if you had a weight, get rid of it at this point. And let's extend the leg and just 2 times climb our tree. So hands to thigh. Let's flex both feet and start to walk up that leg just 2 times. rounding till you meet the knee, then extending up through the spine. Then curl back down. And again, using your hands. Bring your leg to 90 if that's available. Let's go one more time. Flexed. Keep the leg as high as you can. And walk up. Good job. Sit tall at the top. Open the heart. Get an extension moment. And then instead of rolling down, shift further forward all the way onto your tail. Opposite hand to outside of shin and rotate to stretch. And if you don't feel that the stretch is coming from your ribs, shorten your lever by either bringing your hand back or to your heart. But make sure the rotation is happening from the rib cage and not just an arm out by itself somewhere out here. So whatever that means for you. Reach it. This is great, but this is just as good. Maybe even more clear for the ribs. Bring it back to center, lower the leg. Let's do the other side. So bring the other knee in, weight if you have it or if you want it. Props are there to support. They're not, they're just optional. So sit tall, find your length, and roll. And just enjoy that. Take your time. If you have the weight, let the weight give you opportunity to spend more time being curious about how you're making your way down to the mat. Let the knee be soft. Let's go up 2 more times. Exhale. Widening through the back. Claim your length. Keep your length. Melt back. Feeling the width of our elbows, even the width of your ears. That's going to give you a softening and a widening perspective. So as we roll up this time, think about all the wide parts of your body, the wide energy of ears and shoulder tips, elbows, knees, hips, pinky toes. It's kind of an interesting thought. Let's do one more, thinking about all our edges. Fully embodying our space. Good. Make it down to the bottom. Remove the weight if you have the weight. Otherwise, just take your legs straight up. Flex both heels. Let's climb our tree. So exhale and start to walk. Good. And now maybe let's think about the length of heel to head. Almost think like you're in a bubble, like a really big sphere that goes under your bottom heel over the crown of your head. And as you're rolling back, you're still lengthening your bottom heel through that sphere in front of you. And the crown of your head is reaching back. If you ever saw the Seinfeld episode Bubble Boy, be your own personal bubble boy right now. It changes how you sense your body a little bit. It's kind of interesting. Let's go one more. I'm having fun with that bubble boy image. Inhale the bottom. Last time, rolling up, walking hand over head. Staying up, we're going to go for that twist. So hand goes to the outside. You've got options. You can reach it or just have your hand to your heart and feel the rib lead it. And maybe somewhere in between. Maybe you do both. Sitting tall as much as you can. Come back to your center. Lower that leg. Stay straight and just open your legs a little wider than your mat. Let's take a little classic saw. So arms out to the side. Rotate to one leg. Flip the palm and dive. Press your hand against the outside of your pinky or your shin, whatever you can reach. Take a full breath. As you exhale, twist deeper into the stretch. Opposite hip back. Then inhale up and out and center, other side. Rotate, dive over. Inhale, lengthening up. We'll do it one more time. Rotate and dive and stretch. Press against the outside foot. Lengthen up. And as we twist, remember you've got 2 arms, 2 lengthening energies. Use them both to your advantage. Feel that back arm pulling you further back and center. Good job. Come back in. Let's roll all the way down for a few pelvic curls. So you can roll yourself down however you like. Bring your feet flat to the mat. Relax the back of your head. Take a moment. And feel the length of your tail. Feel the length of your heels, your toes. And just become aware of the length of your body along the floor you're on. Feel your head reaching back in space. Your tail and toes reaching forward in space. And then check in and let go of any tension in your chest that you don't need. Good. And let's take a curl. So take a breath in. On your exhale, start to press into the floor. Curl the pelvis up and over the knees. Inhale here. Don't roll down. Just take your heels for a little walk. Just 8 total. Toes stay down. Just lift and lower the heels. Kind of revisiting where we started this morning. Finish 8. Heels down and roll the spine down. Good. Take a breath. Go right back up. Press into the feet. Curl the hips away. This time we'll add on. So really press through the back of your seat. Lift your left heel, but now we're going to lift the full foot as well. We're going to lift to tabletop and tap. We're going to do 8. Lift and lower. And lower. Pressing into the back of your triceps. And 8. Set the foot down, curl the hips down. Inhale, let's go other side. Press the floor away. Lift the heel, settle the hips, lift the knee. Tap for 8. And by now, you're checking in, right? With that supporting leg, big toe into the mat, heel. There's your 8. Set the foot down, melt the spine down. We've got one more variation. Last one. Set the feet, curl up. Lift the left heel, lift the left knee. So now we're going to do a little dip. So you've got 2 options. Your knee's going to open, and you're either going to cross it in front of the ankle to open your knee, or you're going to tuck it way under. That is lady's choice, gentleman's choice. You pick, but you're going to go tuck, tap the knee. So now you're twist, push into the bottom leg to center, tap the floor. Same knee, lift, rotate, wrap, dip it, lift it, tap. So you go up, twist and dip, twist and center, tap, lift, twist and dip, twist and lift, tap. 4 more times. It's like your own personal twister. And tap. 3. Tap. 2. And last time. Set the foot down, find your bridge, roll down. Whew, that's a spicy one. Give it a little shake. One more side to go. So once you get going, it kind of flows. Up, twist, and dip. It kind of all moves together. But the pelvis is very organized the whole time. Here we go. Press the floor. Curl the hips. Right heel up. Knee up. So let's go slow the first time. As you lower, cross it or under. Tap the knee if you can. Press to that supporting leg. Tap the mat. Tabletop. Wrap and dip. Press everything center. Tap. Lift. The twist and the dip happen together. Up. Lift. Twist and dip. 4 more. Anticipate the needs with that supporting hamstring. I'm really feeling my big toe, feeling my middle line on this one.
Last one. Set it down and curl it down. Good job. Hug those knees into your chest. Let the knees separate a little, toes and feet together, and just circle the knees to one direction. And reverse it. Good. And then bring it in, and let's take a little baby, happy baby here. Grab the inside of your foot arch, or you could grab your shin. Let your knees be open though. And hold on, if you can hold on to your heel pads, and just rock your hips side to side. Good. Find your center. Keep your right heel where it is. And if you can, use your other hand wherever on that leg to extend one leg out and bring it home. And you're going to alternate this to get some length in the back of those knees. And you can even let your pelvis twist a little. This is a very happy baby, by the way. Yeah, and you can let your body twist a little with it. Again, this is just now your exploration of your stretch and what feels good in your body. And then if it feels good to you, try both legs 3 times. I don't know when, as kids, we stopped doing this movement, but I don't know why we did, because it feels amazing. I think I did 4. I was having so much fun. Bring it all in, hug the knees, and then put the feet down and let your knees fall in. We just did all this opening. So my feet are wider than my mat so that my knees can internally rotate, but I'll do one at a time. Just giving it the opposite stretch we just did. And then the other way. And as you sway side to side, allow the knee falling in to sense that someone's holding the knee and pulling it out, not just down, but rather out to encourage that stretch. Take one more to each side, and let's take a couple breaths while we're there. So settle into one side. And just take a few breaths and see if you can allow your hip and knee and thigh to release into the stretch a little more. Creating a little bit of more space. And then take it to the other side. Folding in, not forcing. Let your exhale be gravity to those joints. Good. Come back to center. All right, draw those knees in, tuck your chin forward, slowly start to rock and roll up till you're seated. Okay. So let's just finish with a quick back extension moment, but we're not going to go on our tummy. We're just going to hold our thighs today. Sit tall. Feel your length. Really bring your head, neck, mid-back, and sacrum into relationship. And then holding on, lengthen your chest forward, open your chest wide, and take your gaze on the diagonal. Feel that you're pulling yourself closer to your thighs with your hands, and that your focus is really on reaching your heart forward between the space between your knees. And then center. Yeah, just gentle. Pull yourself in with those hands on the shins. Lengthen your chest and graze your nose on the high diagonal. I'm not going very high with this because I want to feel it in my mid-back, not in my neck.
and center. 2 more times. Hug the shins to draw your chest forward, and then deepen that as you reach up. Good. And pulling closer will actually give you more stretch. 1 more time. That pull of the hands deepens your stretch. So pull in a little bit more. And center. Good. Let's take a down dog. So wrap your feet back. Come back into your hands and your legs. Give yourself a little sway side to side. Reorganize the relationship to your hips and shoulders. And then walk your hands and feet in. Find center. Just soften the knees and take a moment to let your head really relax down. Take another breath. Let it go even further. Let your face even feel kind of numb and lazy. Let your face get relaxed too. Your jaw, your nose, your eyes, your cheeks. And when you're ready, slowly start to rebuild the spine. Pouring yourself back and up. When you get to the top, just lift the arms one time with me. Open them up to the ceiling. Lift the heart, open the elbows wide. Feel all that beautiful space in your body. And then let it go. Good job. Thanks for playing. Hopefully your hips feel a little more something, a little more mobile. It was my pleasure to spend this time with you. I'll see you next time.